Micah Mookie Hawkins, Waffle Sports 1080. How's practice today?
It was good, Mook.
Hey, man. How much does, you got Phillip Rivers. He's a gunslinger. You got Michael Pittman like to run those underneath routes, and tight ends curl a lot and stuff like that. So how was it to, that you guys are going to have to be real disciplined, when going in reference to that pass defense?
Yeah, obviously, when you got someone like Phillip Rivers that's orchestrating the offense, it's gonna be a challenge. He gets guys lined up. I'm seeing every coverage in the book, and is able to get his guys lined up, see what the defense is in, and pick the perfect play. So it's always a challenge for us. Obviously that starts from stopping the run. They've been running the ball very well lately. That's something that we have to go into and for sure stop, and then from there, try to make it sticky for Phillip Rivers.
Absolutely. And how important is it for you guys just to play complete on Saturday?
Oh, it's very important. We got all three phases. We understand this is win or go home now. So you want to be playing your best ball, but at the same time, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to stress. Just do what got us here, and go about your routine. And if you have to watch some extra film or whatnot, then possibly do that. But there should be no stress.
Absolutely. Hey, good luck on Saturday, Michael.
Thank you, Mook.
And Micah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thanks. What does it mean to you guys that you'll have fans in the building this week? And then also it's the first Bills home playoff game in 24 years. Do you guys carry that with you at all?
Well, first off, fans being there, it's awesome. It's been a very weird year. Not having any fans, kind of got used to it, to be honest. You kind of run out the tunnel and getting used to not seeing any fans. So it's going to be different to see fans. My wife at home has been very geeked, very excited. The first game she gets to bring my son to. He's going to have no idea what's going on, but she's excited to bring him to. So that's big for me. That's important for me that they're going to be in the house watching me play. It's going to give me a little more motivation. But for this community to have a first playoff game in a long time, this is something we've talked about since 2017. Sean McDermott made a pitch to us in 2017 and said, we gotta have a home playoff game. We want to be walking into our stadium, going through the tunnel, and listening to the salt crack underneath your shoes. And we're here now. So that vision that we had, since 2017 has come true. And we're gonna go out there. We're gonna play our best for this community.
Hey, Micah, it's Kim Jones. It's mentioned walking into that tunnel because I was going to ask you about a conversation you had at your locker a couple of years back where you said Coach McDermott wanted you guys to envision that walk into the home stadium. Yeah. Now that it's here, and I don't expect you to be overly emotional about it, I get there's a job at hand, but have you taken even a second to appreciate the journey getting to that point that your coach signaled to you guys years back?
No, I guess I haven't reflected yet. Usually I do that, after the season, kind of, sit back a couple of days after the season and just reflect on the journey that season was. No, I haven't gotten there yet. I'm kind of more focused on the task at hand, like you said, but I'm sure after the season we'll all reflect on a good season that we had. And, I think that making it to the playoffs and having a home game isn't the top of our goals. We still got more stuff to accomplish, and hopefully at the end of the season we're able to reflect on some pretty awesome goals that we accomplished.
I don't know if I can fit a second one in here, Micah, but just even your interaction with Steph just now, with us on this Zoom, what's he meant to you guys, and the idea that it seems like the entire team embraces each other. It's not an offense-defense thing in Buffalo.
Oh, for sure. I think due to the COVID, kind of if I was to turn the screen around, this guy's eating right here. We're not indoor, which is our cafeteria. This guy's eating. I see offensive guys, see defense guys. It just made us interact. Obviously, I played Steph. Played Steph back in the day. His Minnesota days, my Green Bay days, and we had some matchups that we joke around about. So as soon as he stepped foot in this building, that was something that we had in common. But I just think that he brought a different dynamic to this team. You know, he has that dog mentality, that grind mentality, and that's what, you know, we joke around a lot about, you know, defensive guys to be able to go out there and hit as hard as you can. You kind of got to be wired different. You kind of got to have that dog mentality, and offensively, you know, you rarely see that. You know, you see it a lot in running backs because they're, you know, taking hits and they got to deliver hits and all that. But to have a receiver, to have your star receiver that doesn't care about, you know, getting in the mix and having a block and do all that type of stuff, he just fit in well here, and that's the Buffalo mindset. You know, the you know, show up to work, bring your hard hat, bring your lunch pail, and let's get it done.
Thank you, Micah.
Yep.
Micah, John Warrow.
So, John?
Good. I'm going to ask you one question, and I'm sorry I'm going to have to rush off because my doorbell just rang. Welcome to COVID. But what can you speak to about the receivers and what and just the depth of receivers that this team has to be able to do what it's done over the course of the season, and how difficult is it to be defending this group over the course of the season? Just have the depth. Just speak to the depth of it.
You know, they since we started training camp, you know, these guys have been making plays. You know, I talked about playing Steph in the past. Played Bees plenty of times. Dude's he's unguardable. Played Smokey when you know, his Cardinal days in the playoffs. Played him a few times. He was making plays. So, you know, guys that I played in the past that you know, somehow, some way ended up in Buffalo, and you know, the way they just gelled together is amazing. You know, it obviously have a guy like Josh, which is a competitor that's sky's the limit for him, playing well, playing good ball. You know, I love the way this offense is going out there handling the business, and it's good because, you know, obviously we get a front row seat, the defense gets a front row seat to watch it all, and it's awesome to see them scoring points.
Hey, Micah, Thad Brown, good to see you, man.
That.
You talk a lot about wanting to play your best football as a team or even individually in December, January. Have you guys accomplished that? It seems like you have.
That's a trick question. I'm not gonna fall for that. No, you know, we still got a lot of room to grow. Me personally, I want to play a lot better. I know I can play a lot better. You know, as long as this defense just continues to get better, not making the same mistakes, then you know, obviously the progression and the process will keep getting better, and hopefully come February we're playing our best ball.
Let me try and take the trick out of it then. Of the past 4 months or 5 months going back into camp, is this the best you guys have played of that time, knowing that, yeah, there's always room to improve, but are you playing better the last 3 weeks than you were the 12 or 15 before then?
Yeah, I'll give you that, Dad. Been playing better ball. You know, just communicating better, you know, taking care of business. Still a lot of stuff we got to work on, but yeah, for sure, we've been playing better on defense.
Thanks, man. I try not to be a tricky reporter, but I appreciate it.
I got you, Dad.
Hey, Micah, just going through this week, getting ready for the game on Saturday. I'm sure you've gotten to watch Jonathan Taylor and just what he's been able to do the second half of the season. He's a running back that can get to the second level pretty quickly, and when he does, he seems like he's hard to stop. Have you watched a running back like him, or can it attribute any of his styles to anybody that you've gone up against before?
You know, I'm not gonna compare the young guy to anybody else. You know, obviously a hard runner, hard to bring down, playing very good ball. You know, the last 5 weeks, they just been running the ball very well. So huge challenge for us. You know, I feel like week in and week out, there's another back or another receiver, another quarterback, whatever. That's a challenge for us. He's definitely a challenge this week. And I think Phillip Rivers does a good job of reading the defense and knowing when they're in, whether it could be, you know, too high and getting the run called and making it easier for him. But, you know, he's hard to bring down, and we're really going to have to gang tackle him this weekend.
Thanks, Micah. Appreciate it.
Of course. Yep.